This is our gateway PC with both of our gateway modems. The two gateway mobile modems are set for sending and receiving data between the radios in the field and the PC itself. Gateway 1 will be set at normal and gateway number 2 will be set at safety. Both mobiles should be powered on and ready to go before the PC itself is powered on. On the back of the PC, the top two USB connections are set for gateways 1 and 2 respectively. Again, both USBs should be plugged in before the PC is powered on. Our first video is going to show how the SafeDispatch computer is powered up. Once the computer boots completely into Windows, there are two services that must start, the app server and the Turbo Gateway server. Both services must start before you can run any other applications. They will start automatically, and once they have completed their initial boot process, you can shrink them down and use any other application you so choose. The two services should take roughly 60 seconds to boot once Windows has started. You'll notice the status for the two gateways will show on. With those on, we can actually communicate with the radios in the field. And like I said before, we can minimize this and then open up our SafeDispatch screen. It'll come up with a login screen. You just hit login. And it brings us to SafeDispatch. Our first unit in SafeDispatch is the live mode. In live mode, we can sort through mobiles and portable radios. We can also sort by name or by current status, such as GPS on or off, or whether the radio itself is just on and not reporting. Each radio has a GPS location in it. The locator will report on 7-minute intervals. Once we have selected our radios to display, we can zoom in accordingly, and the map on Google Maps will zoom out to show all current radios selected. Or we can bring it down to just one individual radio and then zoom in directly to that radio within roughly 10 meters of accuracy. SafeDispatch also has a great feature on the live view that will bring up alarms once an alarm has been pressed. You'll notice a pop-up on the screen, and every time the radio goes off until it's been acknowledged, it will send out a new alarm. Once the alarm has been acknowledged or canceled, we can acknowledge on our current screen and close out and bring back the live view. Our next section in SafeDispatch is the Geofences and Landmarks tab. We'll start with landmarks. To add a new landmark, we'll click on New, enter a name, and then a brief description. Descriptions are best set as an address or a code of some sort. At which point we will select landmark type from the drop-down menu. In this case, we'll make a repair shop. We will select the map symbol next to the latitude and longitude locations. We will zoom our map in to where we want to designate our next landmark. Click on the symbol here and place it on the map, at which point you will see the new landmark and our quick description. We'll hit save, and we now have a new landmark on the map. Our next tab in SafeDispatch is the History tab. History allows you to locate a radio and play back its history for where it's been. Our first section, we're going to show the radio number 2 and its current history. So we select our radio, we go over to the history interval, and we're going to select a time frame to display. We'll hit display history, and you'll notice on the screen it will show up where that radio has traveled. It also brings a step-by-step as to each point it's been through at each interval. And we can do an animated play back of where that radio's been and walk through the path that they went through. As you see, we're following the current path. The next tab is the Reports tab. Under Reports, we have subheadings for speeding, landmarks, emergency alarm, history, idling, stops, so forth. We'll start with emergency alarms. Now currently we have a report from one of our radios that was sending an alarm. Under the emergency alarms, it will show you the date and time it was sent and the unit name. We can filter out the radio from dates and times from start and stop frame, and we can filter it out by radio. When we hit generate report, we'll bring up our actual report, at which point you can save it or you can print the report. When you go to save, you have options such as PDF, CSV, an Excel format, a rich text format, a TIFF file, which is a picture, or even a web archive that you can open later on through a web browser. Or you can print directly to a local printer. We can go through and also hit the history, again filtering date and time with a start and stop time frame. And we can also filter out our radio through our contact list. When we generate our report, the history report brings up where the radio was, its start date or stop date, stop time, the address it was at, and the speed it was currently walking or driving. Again, same options. We'll bring up our PDF, Excel formats, picture formats, and web archives. We can also print again to a printer local. Our last area of SafeDispatch is the text messaging. We currently support text messaging to portables and mobile radios both. We can select first by writing a text message, and we can either type a radio in directly, or we can select one of the radios or group of radios from the drop-down menu. Currently we're going to type in our radio number, and we're going to hit a message. We'll hit send, or we can send at a later time with a delayed send by selecting a date and time frame to send our message later on. Currently we're going to send our message, and our radio here lights up with the proper message that was sent. Now we can reply back through our radio using either quick text or sending a custom message. Currently we're going to use a quick text message, send it back, and you'll notice that the reply pops up in the inbox with the message that was sent. We can then reply back to that radio with another message, or we can delete the message or leave it in the inbox having been read. We can also send to mobiles, or we can write a message and send it to a group or both groups of radios.